Thank you. The in-camera meeting is adjourned, and we'll move on to item number 5 of the regular agenda, minutes of the previous meetings. Recommended resolution that the minutes from the regular council meeting held on February 1st, 2022 be adopted. That the minutes from the committee of the whole meeting held on February 8th, 2022 be adopted. Do I have a motion?
I'll move that.
So
Thank you. And a second?
I'll second
I'll
it.
second that.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Petitions and delegations, there's none. Correspondence. There's a list of correspondence here. District of Stewart, Office of the Mayor, January 28th, 2022, re-wildlife petition, letter of support. B, UBCM, Rebecca Bishop, February 1st, 2022, re-2021-22 C2C program, payment letter. C, RCMP Corporal Chris McMillan, re-Sayward policing report for October 1st, 2021, December 31st, 2021. Is Corporal McMillan present tonight? D, the BC Epilepsy Society, Deidre Sims, Interim Executive Director, February 4th, 2022, Repurple Day for Epilepsy Awareness, request for proclamation from Mayor and Council, designation March 26, 2022 as International Purple Day, attached draft proclamation. MIABC, Heidi Scribner, Administrator and Board Secretary, February 8th, 2022, re-expression of interest to serve on the MIABC's Board of Directors. Is there any item of this correspondence? Does anybody wish to pull anything?
I do.
Yes,
I'd like to pull,
Mayor Tinsley?
I'd like to pull B for Bob and D for dog for discussion.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
I'd like to pull B for Bob. Okay, so with B is the UBCM one, and D for dog, which is the epilepsy one.
The MIABC one? So
No.
you're not coming through very clear, Councillor
Oh,
Tinsley.
I'm sorry. I'll speak louder. Is that better? Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, B
That's
for Bob, UBCM one,
B.
and
Yes.
the D for dog, BC Epilepsy Society.
Thank you. So the UBCM program payment letter is on page 12 of your package. Go ahead, Councillor Tinsley.
Oh, thank you, Deputy Mayor Paulson. I just want to think, you know, it's great that we got the money as they're paying out to us here. I just wanted to confirm that they're launching for the next funding for forums in 2022-23. Like whether we're going to be able to apply or have intentions to apply to that, I think we should. I think it would, you know, we need to keep our connection with KFN, and these seem to be formats that that work. Although we had, you know, some issues on this first one, I think we need to keep going. So I just wanted to confirm that or I think we should apply again for another grant to run another one of these.
So what you're saying is that you would like to have an application for the grant money to move along in 2022 with more of the C2C meetings?
Yes, with KFN, I think that's important.
With KFN, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. CAO?
Thanks very much. There is come to my attention that more funding is available. We have just recently had a conversation with the SRD, who are quite well-versed in C2C forums. And for council's review, they have proposed that we could potentially join them with these forums going forward. This may be advisable so that we can talk as a region, but I wanted to bring that for council's consideration as well.
Thank you. I'd like to comment on that. For the C2C with Sayward Village, we are on the Comox First Nations unceded traditional territory, and the SRD is on several different territories. So I think it might be a consideration to meet with the SRD, but it's really important for Sayward to reestablish a positive connection with Comox, since we are on their unceded land. I know SRD is also on the Comox land, but they're also on, they have several other lands that they're on. So I would like to, yes, Tom, sorry.
Oh, thank you, Deputy Mayor. I just wanted to, for Jason, our CAO, with the SRD, like, that makes sense. Is this one that's focusing just on the KFN that they're talking about, or is that your understanding of it, or?
Thank you, Councillor Tinsley. Yes, that is my understanding, and we would endeavor to ensure that that is part of the criteria for joining SRD in the C2C. But I'm happy to get more information on that as to dates and funding.
Thank you. So, sorry, can I just? So my suggestion would be that we see if we can get that confirmation from SRD, but then if for whatever reason it doesn't come through, we apply for a grant for us for 22, right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like number one.
And I think
answer,
having more.
It's like number one, get the answer from SRD if it's just KFN, and then if not, we apply for a grant of our own.
Okay. Thank you. So is that a motion?
I'll make that motion. That number one, we get an answer. We join the SRD if they're just with KFN or focused on that joining session. And if the answer is no, that it's not just KFN, then we will apply for another C2C grant. That would be the motion.
Thank you. All in favor of that? Oh, I need a second, right? Do I have a seconder for that motion?
With the bad thing coming from Tom, I didn't understand much of what he said.
I think what he said is that he would like to meet with the SRD if it is with the Comox First Nations that they're having the forum. And if the answer is no, then we would resume with our local meetings with Sayward Village and Comox First Nations towards reconciliation. Is that correct, Councillor Tinsley?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, do I have a motion? Or you've made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor? No one opposed? Carried. And the second one that you wanted carried forward was the BC Epilepsy Society.
Thank
Would you like to
Deputy
speak
Mayor.
to that?
Oh, yes, thank you, Deputy Mayor. I thought this was a pretty straightforward one. It's a simple declaration that they have here. It's for the year of 2022, just to do that, the Purple Days. And the declaration's pretty straightforward. And I think it would be a good effort from us to complete that declaration. And then also be able to put something in the newsletter for next month, March, just talking about what's in this declaration so that people are aware if they want to wear purple on that day, that's the day. And these are the stats on the number of people dealing with this epilepsy situation, right? That's my suggestion.
So your motion. Sorry,
So
didn't hear
I
what
would
you
make a
said.
motion that we complete the declaration as forwarded by the BC Epilepsy Society. And so we complete that declaration today, so it's done. And then we also provide information in the March newsletter talking about it.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder? Did you understand him? No. He thinks, Councillor Tinsley says that the letter and the declaration that they sent along with it is pretty straightforward, and he thinks it would be a respectful thing to put in the newsletter for March to declare March 26, 2022 as International Purple Day.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Moving on to council reports, there's none. Reports of committees, none. Mayor's report, none. Unfinished business, none. Number 12, staff reports. A is investing in Canada infrastructure grant update. Recommended resolution that staff submit an application for grant funding application for the Village of Sayward stormwater quality infrastructure improvements through the Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program, Environmental Quality. And that council supports the project and commits to its share of $464,880 of the project, as well as cost overrun contingencies. Would CAO, would you like to speak to that?
Yes, thank you very much. With this recommended resolution, I wanted to inquire on cost overruns, and it gives me pleasure to bring to the council that within that $464,880 project, 15% has been factored in for engineering overruns and 25% for contingency. So overruns were already structured into that value of $464,880.
Okay. So do I have a motion to accept this recommended resolution?
I'll move that.
Thank you. And a seconder?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor? Councillor Tinsley, did you have something to say? You have your hand up.
Oh, really? Was that my physical hand or my electronic hand? Oh, there we are. I'm hands down.
It's your
I'm hands
electronic
down.
hand.
Hands down.
Oh, okay. All in favor? We did that and carried. Okay. B, the Regional Grant Opportunity Emergency Operations Center. Recommended resolution that as part of the Village of Sayward's ongoing work in relation to emergency radio communications, that an application for financial assistance under the Community Emergency Preparedness Fund 2022 Emergency Operations Center grant be authorized for submission to the UBCM in collaboration with the Strathcona Regional District, SRD, and that the Village of Sayward agrees to the SRD submitting an application on their behalf, and that if funded, agree that to the SRD managing the grant and being the recipient of all funding.
I'll move
Do I have a
that.
motion
I'll move that.
and a seconder?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay. A regional grant opportunity, emergency support services, recommended resolution that motion R21/280 be amended as follows. That as part of the Village of Sayward's ongoing work in relation to emergency preparedness, that an application for financial assistance under the Community Emergency Preparedness Fund 2022 Emergency Support Services Grant be authorized for submission to the UBCM in collaboration with the Strathcona Regional District, SRD, and that the Village of Sayward agrees to the SRD submitting an application on their behalf, and that if funded, agree to the SRD managing the grant and being the recipient of all funding. Do I have a motion on that recommendation?
I'll move that.
A second?
And I'll second it.
Am I supposed to ask for discussion? Is there any discussion? Councillor Tinsley, you still have your hand up, but that's your fake hand, so it,
What? Where's this hand
we'll
coming from?
just,
Oh, oh, my goodness.
okay. So, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. D, the Kelsey Center update. Recommended resolution that council receives the information as an update February 15th, 2022.
I'll
Do I
move
have a
that.
motion to receive the, thank you,
And I'll second it.
thank you. Carry, any discussion?
Nope.
Seeing no discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. And E, 2021 COVID-19 expenses. Recommended resolutions that a total of $19,730 be transferred from the COVID-19 Reserve Fund to offset additional expenditures and lost revenues related to COVID-19 for the 2021 fiscal year. Do I have a motion?
I'll move that.
And second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. F, Co-op Community Spaces Grant. The recommended resolution is that staff, together with Sayward Future Society, submit an application for grant funding for the Kelsey Center versus the community garden at the Village of Sayward through Sayward Future Society for the Co-op Community Spaces Grant, and that the Climate Action Revenue Incentive Program, CAREP, reserve funds in whole or part be redirected to the community gardens in light of deferral of the solar system project at the water treatment plant. CAO, you'd like to speak?
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Once,
Thank you very much. What we've been working on with this particular community spaces grant hinges on the Kelsey Center. There is limits to this fund, and there's great need at the Kelsey Center. So when we originally put this forward as whole, that the Climate Action Revenue Incentive Program be directed in whole or part to community gardens, that was in light of a previous meeting when we talked about those community gardens. Another opportunity may exist to address the doors of the Kelsey Center as part of that program as well. As discussed, those doors are in need of replacement as well. So I wanted to bring that as another potential project for CARET funding for council's review.
You're speaking about the doors in the washrooms of the pool center?
I'm speaking of most of the outside doors of the Kelsey Center
Okay.
are in fairly urgent need of replacement, allowing ambient weather to come through. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So do we have a motion to accept this recommended resolution?
I'll move that, and then I had a question.
Okay. And Norm, were you going to second it?
sure. Okay.
Okay, and any discussion?
So,
Councillor Tinsley?
thank you, Deputy Mayor. Just a question to Jason, our CAO. So just to clarify, when we're talking about the doors at the Kelsey Center, wouldn't that come under the co-op grant versus the CAREP grant?
Thank you, Councillor Tinsley. Yes, there is a great need for Kelsey Center on a few projects, and we're getting some quotes together now. What we're immediately seeing is the need is greater than the maximum grant with co-op. So you will have more finite numbers as more quotes come in. But to give you an idea, gym floor is coming in at around 70,000. HVAC system is also coming in around 70,000. So that's 140 right there on a possible 150 maximum grant with co-op. So it will be the suggestion of staff to look at other ways to finance some of those needs. The other great need for Kelsey Center that we're investigating at this time is of course the pool bathrooms, which are original to my understanding to the build. And quotes will be done on that too. So what we'd like to do, staff would like to do, is put a grant application together to maximize these projects. But it's very apparent right now that we won't be able to do everything we want to do. The other fairly pressing need would be to address the weight room. So right now, staff is gathering all quotes, and then we'll be looking at the best project considering the maximum grant through co-op.
Right.
Thank you for that information.
Yes, thank you. So we would maybe add to these resolutions, to the second one, the CAREP one, and possibly some Kelsey Center work. Does that make sense?
CAO?
Yes, thank you very much. I think I think that the CAREP funds we should look at dispersing those fairly readily. And between a potential allocation for community gardens and the door project, which I have quotes coming in, we can make that decision once quotes are in. So for council's review, if you want to carry the first part of that resolution, or sorry, if you want to consider the first part of the resolution, and then with the second part, it does say part B community gardens. We can hold until such time that we have the quote for doors, if that is council's wish.
That makes sense to me. My hand's going down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what would council's wish be?
I think
We need a motion to,
I think the CAO was saying because of the
Go ahead.
word or part, we would approve these resolutions as is. But the key is we wouldn't disperse all the CAREP funds until we've got the door quote, right?
all right. All
So we
in
could-
favor? Oh, sorry. Yes, Councillor Tinsley.
Oh, no, I was going all in favor. I was fast.
Oh, okay. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, carried. Bylaws. Revenue Anticipation Bylaw number 480, 2022. Recommended resolution that Revenue Anticipation Bylaw number 480, 2022 be given fourth and final reading. Do I have a motion?
I'll move that.
Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. New business. There is none. Oh,
Just before anything comes to a close. Before anything comes closer to a close, I would like to say that I would like the mics fixed because I can't pick up very much of it. Like you have to tell me what they're saying.
I think that's a problem for tonight. We haven't had this problem before, but there was some technical difficulties when we were trying to get the system set up at the beginning.
I
So,
realize that.
so hopefully it will be
Corrected.
by next
you.
meeting.
That's all I meant.
Thank you. And new business. Do you have new business?
There's the
Oh,
CO, the $250 from.
sure. If you want to speak to that.
Thank you. For new business, I just wanted to bring up that in discussions with Urban Systems and in light of our recent C2C meeting as it relates to the OCP, there was some light language changes proposed for the OCP. Urban Systems is happy to accomplish that work for $250 plus GST. So I'm proposing that council approve that spend, and then that the draft of the OCP will then be forthcoming. Thank you.
Do we have a motion to accept that resolution?
I'll move that.
Second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? Oh, I should have said any discussion. But okay, thank you. That's it for new business? Public question period. That's
Sorry,
this
sorry.
whole thing.
Sorry to
It
interrupt.
isn't-
Sorry. So I just want
Yes, go ahead.
this epilepsy one, do we should be doing that proclamation, or do you want to bump it to the next meeting? Can we make that proclamation
I
tonight?
didn't catch.
Can we make the epilepsy proclamation?
Oh, did we not do that?
I'm just trying to clarify, do we need to read out the proclamation, whereas da 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 da
Oh.
da?
Okay. Well, we can do that now because it needs to go into by the 20th. So, okay, so the recommended resolution is to post in the March edition of the Sayward News, the BC Epilepsy Society proclamation from Mayor and Council for March 26th, 2022, designated as International Purple Day, with the attached draft proclamation that's in our agenda package.
So,
Okay, so that's page 15. Oh, okay.
What page is it?
Page 15. Yeah, so 2022 proclamation draft, Purple Day. Whereas Purple Day is celebrated on March 26th annually during Epilepsy Awareness Month to increase the knowledge and understanding of epilepsy that will improve the quality of the life of British Columbians living with epilepsy. And whereas Purple Day was founded in 2008 by Cassidy Megan, a 9-year-old girl from Nova Scotia who wanted people living with epilepsy that they were not alone, to know that they were not alone, is left out there. And whereas people in communities around the world are encouraged to wear purple and host events in support of epilepsy awareness on Purple Day. And whereas there are over 50,000 people in British Columbia, over 380,000 people in Canada, and over 65 million people worldwide living with epilepsy. And whereas the onset of epilepsy can occur at any age and stage of life and does not discriminate against age, gender, race, ethnicity, religion, socioeconomic status, geographic location, or sexual orientation. And whereas Purple Day is a health promotion effort that encourages people to raise awareness of epilepsy so that we can create a society that embraces the beauty of difference and understand how we can all come together to make the world a better place. Now, therefore, I, Deputy Mayor Polson, do hereby proclaim Saturday, March 26, 2022 as Purple Day in the village of Sayward.
now I got to go buy something purple. Haha, to wear.
Thank you. So there is no public question period, so we'll call adjournment of the meeting on February 15th at 8:03.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting, please.
Okay, a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Yes.
Thank you, Councillor Kirschner. The second? Do you have to
I'll second that.
Thank you. The meeting's adjourned. Good night, everyone, and thank you for all your patience.
Thank you. Great job.